Claire from Created the Ottaway. I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In the UK. Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you giving me some of your time. I'm here today because I'm going to share with you some ideas and inspiration for your paper crafting projects. My videos are usually easy to follow along, and as a Stampin' Up! Demo, I always use mainly Stampin' Up! Products, really just because I love them. I'll share lots of tips along the way to help you get the best value from your stash. And if you like what you see, you can shop with me online at createdtheottaway.co.uk. You can also sign up for my newsletter there, which will keep you up to date with all my crafty goings on, offers that are happening. You can join my team. And all the other crafty events that I get up to. We've got a really lovely crafty family, so you would always receive a warm welcome with us. So enough chatting, let's get crafting. So today's make, little bit different, as it's a remake really of a past video that I've done. It's for a really special card that's got a real wow in the middle. I have used some of the current Cheerful Daisies suite. I've got some of the dies going on, and I'll show you the inside in a minute just so you can go wow. And I've teamed it with the timeless arrangements, so I'll talk you through those as well. So this is the size to fit in a standard UK envelope. It's got a belly band, which for those who are unsure what that is, it's just a band that goes around your card, and I've added this little bit of detail. Now this actually came from this die set, which is the Timeless Arrangements dies, and how it comes is you die cut a piece, just show you it. So you die cut this, and it's got this long rectangle shape on the bottom. And actually that's really good because it gives you somewhere to add your glue, and then you can sort of tuck it behind and it's not seen. So you just get this lovely effect. Really like how it's come out on that belly band. And on this one, I've actually tucked it in between. I'll show you that in a minute in more detail. But it means that when I'm slipping the belly band up and down, it's not getting bashed. So it stays looking good for longer. So that's how I've done that. This is some of the very beautiful paper in the Daisy Suite set. Absolutely gorgeous. I have used it back and front. I know it's a bit of waste on the back, but I just want my card to look beautiful all round. And then if you open it up, are you ready? Ta-da! So it's one of these twist and pop cards, and I've just contrasted the paper in the pack. So it's got the, oh, I knew I'd forget. Let's have a look at the pens. It's something clay, isn't it? Copper clay. So it's fast becoming one of my favourites. At first when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's a bit brown. It's actually not. It's got like a sheen to it. So that's one of those. And I'll talk you through those in a minute. But how cool is that? You can't fail to, when you're gifting that, to get a bit of a, wow, that's beautiful when you open it. Okay, one more time. So I will show you how to do that. I've used these daisies from the Cheerful Daisies die set. You can see it looks quite complicated on there, but I'll talk you through that as well. Much simpler. And for these, so if you've watched my videos before, you will know that I'm really partial to a stitched die. Now in this set, the Timeless Arrangements dies, where I got the fluffy bit with the leaves on, these actually, not only do they have a stitched edge, but they've even got a little cross in it. How cool is that? So yeah, absolutely loving those. I think I'm just going to become obsessed with those. So I've used that on this card as well. I've used the same size, but I've just rotated it. So that's pretty cool as well. And I think that's it. So this card was the Copper Clay and Boho Blue, and I've just literally, Stampin' Up! Are amazing with their coordination. Who'd have thought that a brown colour and a lovely vibrant blue would go together? But they really do, don't they? Look at that. Oh, forgot to say, this paper, it's from the In Colour paper pack. So I've just used some of that front and back. Right, shall we get crafting? Let's put that to one side because I'll probably refer back to that now and again. So sizes. Ooh, where'd I put the sizes? So I'll leave that there for a minute. I'll quickly talk you through it because really you just want to see how to, don't you? Twist and pop card. Base card is all in centimetres, by the way, this week. Base card is 10 centimetres, the whole length of an A4. And we're just going to score that in half, and that will make your base card. And then there is a piece for the middle. So this piece here, okay, we're just going to cut that out. That's 26 centimetres by 9 centimetres, and we just score it to make the different panels. And then the belly band is the bit that's left over. I'll show you that. And then the mechanism that you can't really see, but it's this bit across the back here, the bit that makes the twisty bit. I will show you how to do that as well. It really, I promise you, it looks far more complicated than it is. It's really easy. We can do this. So the colours that I'm going to use. So first of all, I picked out the designer series paper that I liked from the set. Now I love Pretty Peacock, really absolutely love it. And with this garden green, it's a bit of a wow, isn't it? Love that texture on that. So that's the Pretty Peacock ink, and that's the garden green. So I'm not sure which ink we're going to use, but I've got those ready. And then this paper is what we're going to use as our sort of main focal bit. Now I've picked out the fact that the daisies are white, so I've already prepped some of them, but again I will talk you through that. And all I've done is layered the two dies, and the middle section, I don't know if you can see, I've actually just dabbed with the Stampin' Right markers, and I've used Lemon Lolly and Crushed Curry, and it just gives that really subtle, just natural effect. So I'll talk you through that as well. If I forget, somebody shout at me. Even though I know you can't because you're just watching the video, but I'll hear it somehow. So that's what we're going to use. And the card we're going to use is Garden Green, just because it really matches with both those colours. And then I actually, on this one, I did an extra layer to frame the paper, just because I really wanted the paper to pop off of the page. So I think I'm going to do that again with this paper. So I've picked out this polished pebble in the background, and that is going to layer like that and like that. Can you see how much of better that looks? So if I just did it like that, it does look nice. You don't have to do a layer. In fact, it looks really nice, but I really want this to be a special card, so I'm going to layer it even more just on the front and the back to make it really pop off the page. So that is that. Let's get crafting. So I've got my paper trimmer, and the first size that I need to do is the actual base card. So I'm getting my A4, I'm keeping the short side at the top, and I'm finding 10 centimetres, okay, just looking along the top, finding 10 centimetres, holding it in place and just pressing on this bit of my trimmer, and then using my cutting blade, I'm just going up, okay. So it's actually gives you two pieces, but we're going to concentrate on this bit that's 10 centimetres. Now I'm going to turn it around so that the long side is along the top measurement, and I am going to cut that, or no, sorry, score it at 14.8. So that is 14.8, and I'm getting my cutting blade out of the way and I'm scoring it at 14.8, and that gives me my base of my card, okay. So it's just that bit there, so that's one piece that I need. Now I take the other bit that I've just cut off, and I know that I need that at 9 centimetres, So keeping the short end at the top the same, I'm finding 9 centimetres. I bring my blades down and I cut up again, and then you're left with this, which is just about 2 centimetres wide, and that's going to be our belly band that we're going to wrap round. So that's our second bit. Coming back to this piece that was 9 centimetres across, we need to turn it around so that the long side is at the top. Okay, and I am going to find 26 centimetres. So that's right along. It's probably not on the screen for you to see. Let me see. No, it's right off. So let's just cut that and then you'll be able to see. So you're left with that little bit you don't really need, so put that to one side. So you've got a piece now that's 26 centimetres by 9 centimetres, and we're going to do a couple of scores on that. So make sure your cutting blade is right up out the way, and the first score line we're going to do is 6.5 centimetres. So 6.5. The next one is 13 centimetres. And then the last score line is 19.5. Okay, 19.5. So basically what you've done is cut your long rectangle into 4 panels. So you end up with a piece like that, okay? And that's that piece of the card done. Now we come to the mechanism bit, okay? So this is still the same, really easy. We're just going to do it together. So we need a piece that is 9 centimetres. So I'm just going to cut a piece off that is 9 centimetres. Put my blade and cut up. That's spare, I don't need that. And then I'm going to turn it onto the long side and cut it at 20 centimetres. So 20 centimetres. Okay, so I've now got a piece that is 9 centimetres by 20 centimetres. Now if I turn it back so that the 9 centimetre bit is at the where the measurements are, I need to score down the whole length at 4.5 centimetres. So make sure I'm scoring and not cutting. And I'm just going to go up and down a few times so I've got a really nice score line. So you can see that that's scored in half. Turn it back round so the long side is at the top. And this time what we're going to do, we're going to find 5.5 centimetres. Okay, we're going to move the cutting blade right up out the way, and you can see where the running track is. You're just going to put a little mark on either end of this card. So I'm going to press down on this end, and then I'm going to press down on this end. So what you should see, I don't know that green was a good choice actually, but I've put a little dent there and a little dent there. Okay, so I know that both this measurement here and here is 5.5 centimetres, there and there. So I'm going to flip that round and I'm going to do the same again. So I find 5.5 centimetres on my scorer, and I do a little dent at the top, a little dent at the bottom. Okay, so I've now got 4 marks, 5.5 centimetres in from that side, 5.5 centimetres in from this side on the top and the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is diagonally do a score line from this side to this side, so I'll end up with a cross. So if I line that up on the running track there and then bring my card round to there, so I'm just checking that the dent that I made, the score line dent, is there and there, and then I just score that just across there. Okay, so can you see I've got a score line across like that. Now I'm going to do the same this way round. So I've got a little mark there, a little mark there, And now if I've done this right, it should go right through the middle of that cross. Okay, like that. So I've got that across there, and then this one folds in half there. So let's move this cutting blade out the way for now, and let's look at our pieces again. So we've got our base card, we've got our panels that go across the inside, we've got our belly band, which is just like that, and then we've got the mechanism bit that we're going to play with in a minute. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to decorate the front and back and the inside of our card. Now I've seen the twist and pop card done loads of times, all excellent tutorials, but they always seem to put this bit in first and then try and fit the paper around it. So this one's a little bit different. I've already pre-cut my designer series paper. I have got these two that I think I'm going to put on the inside like that. I'll go through the sizes with you in a minute. And these ones that are on the outside, so that's the front, and then this one is the back. Yeah, I do think I am actually going to do, I'm going to do that on the inside so that your eye is drawn to this bit, because this bit's going to be really decorated. And if I put this on there, there's nowhere for your eyes to rest because everything's really busy. So let's move all that out the way and do that from the off. So let's do the inside first. So these pieces, this designer series paper for the inside, are 9.5 centimetres by 14.3 centimetres. And when I put that on there, if I just put that on, it's just enough of a border all the way round. Now, it's not so bad with this paper, but I don't know if you can see, there's like a white core on the designer series paper, and I like to cover mine, especially when it's going on a dark colour. So I've got a garden green marker pen, and I just literally, the fat end, I just rub it along and it gets rid of that harsh white line. It's just something I do. I think it just makes your cards look a lot better. So I don't know that you can see the contrast really on this one, but when you hold your card up you can see that there's a white line, whereas when I hold this one up there's no line. So let's quickly do this one as well, and then we'll get onto gluing it. I really love this paper. I love the fact that one side is really wild and the other side is nice and textured, or it looks textured at least. And the fact that garden green and pretty peacock are together is just such a lovely colour combination that I really like. Right, so I've just put some Tombow glue on because it gives me a bit of wiggle. I just roughly find in the middle where I want it to be, making sure there's a border all the way around, and then I'm just rubbing it over and pressing. And I'm going to spin that round and do this side because it doesn't matter, it's not going to be upside down because the paper is what I would call an any way up paper. Now if you've got a paper that's got a direction on it, be careful when you put this bit on, because you need it not to look upside down. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute, although I haven't really got the paper to show you. But so this is where my card opens, and if I'd put that piece, if it was directional, I mean that's not really directional because you could have that anyway up, although that does look a bit upside down, doesn't it? So if I was doing that one, I need to make sure that it is the right way up as well, so that when you open your card it doesn't look like your paper is upside down. Does that make any sense, or am I just waffling again? Okay, I love that. I really love that. Okay, let's do the front. So the front and the back, remember I said I was going to use this pebbled path, so that's going to go like that, and then this colour is going to go on here. So again, there's going to be that harsh white line. Look, can you see? Probably not. So I'm going to colour that because it's against the grey. I'm just going to rub my pebbled path along the edge, just because it gives a nicer finish. Okay. And if somebody's, if I'm gifting a card, I want it to look really special, like I've really gone to some effort. And sometimes when I'm asked to make a card for somebody, the same, I want them to know how much effort I've put in by looking it all over and thinking, wow, that is just the most beautiful thing ever. So I know, I can hear you, they're probably not going to notice whether there's a white line, but I'll know. Okay, so that's just done that one as well. So I'm going to stick it on to the pebbled path first. And like I say, I use Tombow glue. I know some of you are huge fans of double-sided or a tape gun or all sorts of things. I always tend to stick with Tombow because of the wiggle room. But recently, because I've got rheumatoid arthritis, it's getting really painful trying to get all of the glue out. So I'm on the lookout for some easy solution. So answers on a postcard, eh? So that's the first bit. I really like that paper. It hasn't got shimmer on it, but it sort of has. It's the different colours. Love it. Stop staring at the paper, Claire. Look at that. Can you see? It's like sparkling. Right, did I do the edge? Yeah, I did the edge. So we're going to stick this on as well. And like I say, it may be a waste sticking this paper on the back, but it's going to be the most beautiful card they've ever seen. So I'm fine with that. There's no point having all this craft stash and not using it. So there we go. That's the front and the back. Now, again, I want to be careful about making sure that it looks the right way up. So that's going to go that way up, and that one's going to go that way up. So we can do that next. So that just gets stuck on there. Okay. I'm sure I put far too much glue on, but it doesn't matter. So that's going to go about there. Oh, look at that. Loving it. Okay, let's do the back. Make sure we get it the right way around again. I'm wondering what's your favourite things in the new Stampin' Up catalogue. I've been a bit crazy over the Zoo Crew and just made loads of things with that. But I've calmed down a bit and now I'm on to the daisies. I do like the little shops though, I haven't got that yet. A bit worried that it's too much detail, but I don't know. I think I might succumb. Okay, I don't know which is the front or back because they're both equally beautiful, but that's a good thing. So the next thing I'm going to do is show you the mechanism. So let's move the card to one side. So if you have burnished all your score lines, so that diagonal, and that one, it should almost be folding onto itself. What you need to think about is this triangle needs to be on the top and this triangle needs to be on the bottom. So bring that in like so. Okay, so those bits there fold in and you can see that the triangle is on the top. So now do the same with this bit and that comes in. Okay, now what you need to do, and I don't think I bought a bone folder through, you need to make sure that these bits are joining, so they're laying next to each other but not overlapping. If they're overlapping, you need to force them slightly apart and then get your bone folder and really press on this paper to make sure that the mechanism is going to work. So I look really bad using my fingers, but if I stop now and go in the other room, oh, this video will take you forever. So I'm going to do the other side as well. Okay, and really press that down. So now they're joining, but they're not overlapping. Okay, and this is going to be the bit that opens up like that. So imagine that your panel is on there and it goes like that. Just make sure it does that. Okay, so when you're happy with that, do you want me to show you that again? So triangle on the bottom, triangle on the top, fold that side in, fold that side in, make sure they don't overlap. Bring your card back in, decide which is your front and your back. Yeah, I definitely think this way. Okay, open it out. Now where the score line is through the middle of your card is where you're aiming for this point to be. Not over it, not under it, but just about touching. So you can see there's a tiny little gap, but not very much. And then also you need to make sure that there's the same rough width here and here. Okay, so how I do mine is I line it up, get it to where I want it to be, and hold it with my hands and put some glue on this bit, just on the triangle. Okay, so make sure the glue doesn't squirt out the ends or anywhere else, just on your triangle piece, because otherwise your mechanism won't work. Okay, and then have another look quickly before you bring this over. If you're happy with it, bring it over and press down on the front of your card. Now don't rub too much, because otherwise you'll end up seeing the triangle, but just gently, just smooch it around until you think that that's stuck, and then flip it over. And then what happens, you open your card and it's already in place. Okay, you don't need to find the place for it again, and you just put glue on this side like so, and that comes over. Okay, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to flip it over because I know that this is the front, and I'm going to have a look, see what happens when I open it. Okay, so there is the mechanism, just like that. How cool is that? Okay, so bring this out the way, bring this bit back in, and we're going to decorate these panels. Now how I do mine is I've got two panels that are this pretty beautiful paper that's on the front. I'm going to put one there and one there, and then I'm going to do, oh, that looks upside down, I'm going to do a panel in that and a panel in that, and we'll go from there. So they're on green, so I'm just going to do the edging, just put those on there. And what I think I'll do is I'll decorate two of the panels with you, and then I'll leave you to go and do your own and finish the card off. I will show you the belly band though, because you don't want to watch me do the same thing over again when you could be making it. I love to see your makes. If you feel like sharing, please email a picture to me at createdtheottaway@gmail.com, or find me on Instagram, send me a message there, or on Facebook under Created the Ottaway. I love the crafting community. Everybody is so lovely and they love to share, and I'm really big on sharing. It's good to be kind to each other. So with this one, I'm just going to check what I did with that. I just did the panel there and there, so let's do that now. Now that one looks like it's upside down. That's better. So I'm just going to make sure that I've got that the right way up for me. Put some glue on it. Bring that panel over like so. And I can have a look by folding that up that it's in the middle. And the next one has just got one of these bits on it. Oh, look at that, covering up that beautiful paper. Had to be done though. Want it to coordinate. Don't you just love Stampin' Up for its coordination? The fact that you can get inks and paper and ribbons and embellishments and glue, and they're all going to match because they're the same colour. Just love it. That is how I got into this trouble of being a Stampin' Up demonstrator. It's not actually trouble, I love it. There you go, that one's going there. Yep, and then the last one, and then I'll do two of the panels. Well, one of the panels actually, because one is just designer series paper, because it's so gorgeous. So that's going on there. Okay, so let's move that out the way for a minute. Okay, so I used the stitched dies, remember, for my sentiments. So I've got one there and one there, and I've got one for the front as well. So let's see if we can stamp all of these. Now, I'm not sure, should I do Pretty Peacock or Garden Green? I think I'm going to go Pretty Peacock, although I quite like that wheat colour. That would look almost gold on it. No, let's do Pretty Peacock. Let's keep with the plan. Stop messing it about, Claire. And then what did I have on this one? So on this one, it was the sentiment from the Cheerful Daisies, wishing you the brightest birthday. So let's get that out. Wishing you the brightest birthday. What a lovely thing to say to somebody. Right, you probably can't even see me inking up now, can you? There you go. Ooh. Luckily, because it's see-through, I can see that I didn't pick up much ink. So I am going to bring it down to me because I'm short. I'm not even 5 foot, so to try and look over the top is pretty hard. Okay, let's have a look. Ooh, just fit. Look at that. Amazing. Right, now the next one is the sentiment from this set, and I put the one that says, hope your day is filled with everything good. So let's get that one out. Hope your day is filled with everything good. Put some ink on it. And remember, I want this one this way round. And again, I'm going to try and do it without being right over the top. I'm actually going to put it a little bit... Oh no, let's do it in the centre because I can put a flower on it, can't I? Okay, is that straight? Ooh, twice I've done it straight. And then the last bit for the front was this one that says you are the best, and that again comes from their timeless arrangements. There's some gorgeous sentiments in there, and I love when it has got 2 fonts. I just think it makes it pop. Okay, there's that one. You are the best. Oh, that looks a bit smudged. Okay, we're not sure about that. Let's just have a look what it looks like. So that's that. Move that out the way. The other thing I did was use some of those sprigs. So let's bring those back in. So I've got 3 of those sprigs. I've got a couple of daisies that I've already prepared there. And then I've got one to share with you. So I will do it on this card so that you can see. So you die cut out the background piece, and then you die cut the top layer, and then you need to put them together. Now, Stampin' Up do adhesive sheets, and it is so much easier if you use those to die cut, because otherwise this happens. Too much glue comes out, and then it makes your dies look horrendous. So don't do what I've done this time. I would die cut, especially this bit, on the adhesive sheets. Now I'm going to try and line this up for you. So there's shorter side to the long, and you just sort of look where it looks about right, and then press it down. And that's it. It's as easy as that, and it gives you a textured daisy. Now to make that stand out even more, I'm going to use some of this lemon lolly, and I'm using the fat end now, and I'm just dotting. So just like that. I'm not colouring, I'm dotting, because it just gives a better finish. Oh, like that. And then I use the crushed curry to just go around the other edge and just fill in some of the gaps, like so. And then already it will just, as it dries, it will look even better. So let's bring these back in. This one is going to go there. Let's move that back. This one is going to go there. I do use dimensionals on the back of these, but I only put 2 on, okay, because I want to poke some of that sprig down the back. So I'm just putting 2 on there, and I've made sure that they're in the middle. And then that one goes there, and then 2 on this one again, and that goes there. Okay, so when it comes to the flowers, I'm going to have 1 there and then 1 there. Now because they're lying on the sentiment, I'm just going to put 1 dimensional towards the back and a little bit of glue on, so it sticks but it's not dimensioned up. Is that even a word? Okay, so that one's going to go there, so I can feel the, and it looks like it's got some depth, but then it's stuck to the sentiment. And then this one's going to go here, and I'm going to do the same again. So I'm putting a dimensional down towards the bottom, just making sure it can't be seen. But on the head of the flower, I'm just putting some glue, and that's just going to overlap there. Now just be careful that it doesn't go across into another panel. So make sure it doesn't stick out, okay? And that's that bit. And then we use this. So because this has got 3 sprigs on it, I'm going to use 1 on all 3 pieces. So somewhere I've got some scissors. So I'm going to cut it in half there. Okay, like that. Smooth those out the way. So I've cut it in half, and then this bit, side bit, is another bit. So I'm going to cut across there like so, because that gives me somewhere to put some glue. Okay, now this one is going to go along here like that, and what I'm going to do is put some glue on that piece like that, which allows me to slide it in to where I want it, and I want it to overlap like so, and then I can press down and it will glue in place, but it will look like it's raised up because it's stuck to the back of this sentiment panel. So this one is the same. I'm going to put this under here somewhere, so I'm going to put some glue on the little tab that's sticking out, and I slide it in where I want it. I'm going to overlap it so it stays in view, and that's that one. Ta-da! Okay, now this one very quickly is going to have a daisy there. So dimensional just at the edge, and a bit of glue on the other side like so, and that's just going to go there. And then this bit is going to go here. Now, I think that might stick out too far, so I'm going to cut off some of this. So that's just going to be cut off there. So it's still got somewhere for me to put glue, just along there. That is going to slide under until I'm sure that it's not sticking out past my panel. Get it somewhere that I like it, and then I just use that. And that's my panel. Okay, let's bring it back. So we've got this, we've got our panel here, we've got this that's going to go across. How are we going to stick it down? So close your panel in half like this, and what you're looking for is the centre, so the line, the centre that all the score lines meet at. So lay that just on that mark, just on where all the crosses meet, and just make sure that it fits top and bottom the same line of this. Okay, so when you're happy that that's in place, roll the panel out one more. Okay, so now you've got these two gaps, and on this side just put glue on the top half. Okay, don't put so much that it spurts out everywhere. Unfold it, just make sure it's in line, and just hold it for a moment while it glues. Okay, now this is already in the centre, so you just bring this panel back, and this time you're putting glue down the bottom. And then do the same. Okay, and just have a look and make sure that all your lines are meeting up before you press it down in place. Now this is not going to work on its own the first few times. You're going to need to help it, but the more it's twisted and popped, the better it will be. So just make sure it's stuck down. Okay, and then you're going to give it a little bit of a help to come up here and just bend it in, and then if you put your hands down in these pieces here, so just slide your hand in there and hand in there, and then just gently nudge your card in, and you can see it really does want to come in and go together. Okay, so ready? Ta-da! Oh my goodness, that is so beautiful. Ta-da! Isn't that gorgeous? Now what I would do is die cut another piece of basic white out of a really lovely stitched shape, and I would put that on there for the space where your personal message is going to go, because you really need them to know who made this. Also put your name on the back, sign it. So that's that one. Oh my god, I can't stop doing it. Ta-da! Okay, belly band, let's do that quickly and then you can go. So that bit, the belly band, it was about 2 centimetres long. We're going to match it up to this end, just to that edge, okay? And then what you're going to do is hold your card closed, but not really squeeze it, just hold it closed gently. Fold that around there and there, so it gives you like that edge. Then bring it back this way and do the same. And you can see it overlaps, okay? So if you bring this one up, because you don't want a join in the middle, you want a join at the edge, okay? So then you put a bit of glue on this bit, just here, just on the edge, and a bit of glue on this bit here, okay? And now roll it round again, but just hold it in place while it sticks, okay? Just like that. And then you can decorate the front. So on this one I put a piece of the blue designer series paper, and I put this sentiment as well. I've just messed mine up, it's a bit splodgy, so I'm going to do that in a minute, but I will show you how to put those sprigs in. So that's just going to slide on and off just like that, but it will hold your card together. Now because we just put glue one end and the other, you can gently pull it out and you can see that there's a gap. Now that is going to fit in there, but this bit will get in the way. So if you cut those extra 2 leaves off, so cut those bits off there, cut those bits off there, it will still fit in. Now if I put some glue along this edge, perfect thing to do, and I'm just going to open up that gap there. So can you see I've just opened it up? I'm going to slide that in and do one on one edge. So So there, like that. And then I'm going to put some glue on this one. And then what happens is when you slide your belly band on and off, there's nothing to catch because your trim is tucked inside the belly band. So that I'm going to move as far as I dare over that way, like that. And look, ta-da! And now if I slide that on, like so, look at that. Okay, so it needs a piece of paper along there, or not, that bit on there, and then these, again, I'm going to use on the front just to give it a bit more detail. So don't waste anything. But that is my twist and pop card. Ta-da! I hope you've loved it as much as me. This was my first one, and this is my second one. Should we have a look inside just one more time? Just because we can. Which one is your favourite? I am loving them. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as me. And I look forward to hearing from you soon and seeing some of your lovely makes. Happy crafting. Bye.